My name's Casey Cook, and I'm a school board member with the Cape Girardeau Public School District.
So you said there's some of these charters have for-profit operators. Can you name one?
I cannot, but I'll have MSBA lobbyists and then give that to you.
It's because they are. They're all not-for-profits. There is no for-profit charter schools I'm aware of in this state, so that's false. As far as test scores, I think what we want to do is you want to compare apples to apples. And so that would be comparing where those charter schools exist to those districts. And what you'll find that those charter schools outperform those public schools in the districts that they reside.
Okay, and we have those schools.
And so, what you're stating is you're comparing basically to all public schools where charters don't even exist. Like, for instance, in St. Louis County, there's no charter schools, but you're comparing the results of the schools in St. Louis County to the places, we have charters in St. Louis Public Schools in Kansas City. And so it's an apples and oranges comparison. The charter schools actually outperform the public schools when you compare those to schools where they reside. Can you refute that?
No, not in those specific areas. From a percentage basis, that they are down in the bottom piece of the total school count.
Yeah, but like I said, so are the public schools in those areas.
Correct.
So I mean, the charter schools are actually outperforming those schools. So those schools that I mentioned, where you don't have a single child that is proficient in English math, are those public schools accountable?
They certainly should be, yes.
And how would we make them accountable? What would you change in our law to make those schools accountable? Because right now they're not getting a quality education, and those parents have no other options.
From the law perspective, I'm probably too ignorant to make a comment on it. From
Well,
a school board,
that's what we're doing.
from a school board perspective. So what my mission as a school board is to hold the public school superintendent accountable for the performance of his staff, which is the entire school district in general. So if I'm put in that situation in that particular school district, we're going to be having those hard conversations with that superintendent.
Yeah, but nothing's happened for decades upon decades. You have schools that are not accountable. Public schools that are not accountable. If you have hundreds of kids that are not proficient in English and math, that school is not accountable. And so to provide accountability, we provide those parents other options. Wouldn't that provide some accountability?
Certainly, yes, and that's what.
So that's what this bill does. It provides those parents another option for those public schools that are not accountable.
And as I said earlier, not against the charter school at all. The piece that we were concerned about is the representation and just the underlying foundation based upon how those schools are set up. The Kaufman School in St. Louis, you can't attend, or in Kansas City, you can't attend, from what I was told. You have to enroll in kindergarten and go the whole way. Make sure that it is available to the public, that it is a good option. Again, not against the charter school footprint, just ensuring that it's going to provide what we need it to provide.
The Missouri State Teachers Association here in opposition to these bills.
We're talking about education, we're talking about getting children educated. And the reality is every school can't be everything to every child.
As hard as they try. I wholeheartedly agree with you on that issue. As hard as they try, just because they're required to do it, whereas public school or private schools are not required to be everything to every child. If you don't want to accept a student as a private school because for whatever reason, you do not have to accept that child.
So
you don't have to be everything to everybody on a private school situation, whereas we are required to for a public school.
But they don't. They don't. They clearly don't provide everything to every child. They don't. And they not do a very good job of it.
Well, I think they do a great job in the vast majority of cases out there, but no, they're not going to be 100% accurate on meeting the needs of
every
every child.
point. Like, the parents are going to know best in most cases. The parents, if they see another option, why not? Why not allow that parent
As
another option?
long as that option is a quality option.
Well, we don't have quality options now.
Well, I think
I just listed a whole bunch of schools, not a single child is proficient in English and math. How is that accountable?
And we could have scholarship students go to a private school and still not meet that. It could happen.
It might not.
Exactly.
But
so we're not guaranteeing a quality option.
All of the statistical evidence points to academic outcomes improving when you provide competition options. Is that not the case? Can you tell me how that's not the case?
you're looking at it from a broad sense, but it's not the case in every school, it's not the case in every state. You're pulling out specific examples.
I'm not.
We could go
It
back.
is widely accepted in the peer-reviewed studies out there that academic outcomes do improve. And
In every case.
Not 100% of cases, but
so that's the same thing with public schools. I'm saying, I'm admitting that public schools aren't 100% there. I think you just said that it's not 100%.
So what about in the schools where 100% of the kids are not proficient in English and math? 100%.
I think there's an academic failure in those school
All right,
districts.
so what do
And we
you
now know it because the students have taken the test, and now we need to put a situation in place where improvement
This has been going on for decades. Nothing has been done. You have not come with one option to provide another option for these parents.
I think
These kids are absolutely failing because of the public school that they're in. It's unacceptable. And you have not come with one other option. What are we to do?
I think we have come with options on school improvement for years and years in the past.
You haven't come to me with one option that will provide those kids with an education. It hasn't happened. You have not come to my office to provide some option for these kids to get an education.
Well, it's not a school choice option. We've given options
Not-
for
well-
improvement within districts and within buildings.
And we've made modifications to our laws over the years, and nothing changes.
Well, I can't deny the fact that in certain areas that has not taken place. We can show you
So
situations.
what would it hurt if
We
we
can also
gave
show-
these parents an option? What would the harm be?
We can show you situations where struggling school districts have improved because they've put in systems in place, they've improved their staff, they've gone to an extended school year, they've gotten kids in summer school. There's a way out there to get students in struggling schools to improve, and it's been done within the public school system.
And with that, we have to close that conversation. Thank you for your testimony. Next witness.